you, baby. So I stand up and speak my mind. Oh.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Welcome to episode 50 of Reptiles and Cocktails. And Dre will not be with me for episode 50. He's tending to some personal stuff, and we support him in that. He may jump in the chat, but he is But it is episode 50. But I do want to thank Dre for doing 50 episodes of a Monday morning podcast with me. As you guys know, I don't have to get up and go nowhere. Dre does. So every morning that he gets up at 8 a.m., it is prior to him going and clocking to the job that pays him. So I absolutely appreciate him for that. This topic today, guys, is going to be very less reptile related, which, Mondays is not always reptile related, right? But this is something that I thought to talk about. It's something that I used to express within my professional meetings and things like that to help people to be more innovative in the way of thinking and the way of living. But even in the reptile community, I see so many people who are in one way, shape, or form captivated into things not within themselves. For example, like I love these animals, right? But it's the love of myself that allows me to love these animals more. And I think that people confuse sometimes what being a free spirit actually looks like and what it is. Some of you guys see me. I'll give you an example. You never see the same Nicole, because I feel free to be whoever I want to be in my creative mind in that moment. Example, most free spirits are people who are really good with music, whether they're introverts or extroverts. For me, dancing was a career of mine all my life. Those of you who don't know, dance on any level, from the strip club to dancing in church. Literally, I can dance to anything at any given time. So music kind of hit me and moves me to be creative in the art of dance and how I feel it and see it in my head. So that is part of being free. When people are artistic in that way, people who paint, like you can take a person who is very introvert and watch them paint something that is so expressive of what's going on in their mind. So even though they may not be extroverts and show their free thinking, their free mind, when someone paints a creative picture and it's totally opposite of what you could even imagine that person could be thinking, that's them living freely in their head. So I just want to kind of talk through this because life is too short to be anything but happy. And I saw, and I would say who it was. It was Ken on his podcast one day that struck this nerve for me to even bring this topic up. I think that sometimes people weigh value on who they are by how other people think of them. And free spirits, like for me, I'm the greatest at everything, because that's how I live in my head. Right? So if I'm doing something that makes me happy, that makes me great. It starts there. Nobody but God can put me in a heaven or hell. You know what I mean? Like I'm good with what I do and how I think at all times. My mom told me years ago I was a free spirit. I can remember her saying that as a child. My sisters, my siblings, if you ask them today, she is the definition of a free spirit. If you ask different people at different parts of my life, they're going to give you a totally different person. Nicole from the ages of, let's say, 10 to 15, she was a rapper. She made music, like literally, like you can give me anything, a beat machine. And then that kind of like drove into like the years after that. 16 on up, somebody might tell you she was a cheerleader. You know what I mean? She played basketball. As a early adult, she was my dance choreography instructor in my dance ministry. Like it all depends on what part of my life it is, because I still live free and I can still do all those things today. I am a certified Zumba instructor as I sit before y'all. There's so many facets to free spirits. And in the reptile community, in our uniqueness and in your guys' uniqueness, a lot of you are, but sometimes I think that you are not sure in the realm of how we are, where we are, what we're doing, what our goals are. Some people being in the reptile community is being a breeder who sells. Some people is a reptile keeper who likes to educate. A lot of my TikTok people are like that. That's why I spend a lot of time on TikTok, because those people actually motivate me. Their goals is to educate. And then you have people who, they might take this to a whole nother level for other financial reasons, right? But within all of that, I don't have to dim your light, Dondi, to make you shine, to make myself shine. I don't have to dim Christina's light to make her shine. I don't have to dim Hugh's light to make him shine. You know why? Because I spark my own light. I strike my own light. You, as a free spirit, strikes your own light. So some people are following the path of the same people. And in all reality, free spirit should be traveling in different lanes. So we kind of travel. Okay, today, this might be something I need to take a plane on. Today, all right, it's not that serious, not that urgent. I might get on the bus. Tomorrow, dang it, I might actually need to get on the train. It's like just how your mind works. But you're free indeed to be and do whatever you are. So whatever you say, you feel, you mean it, and you're free in it. And it's okay to be that way. We're living in a world where I think, if Elias was watching, he knows that I think that sometimes, even being a free spirit, you have to still, like for me, I have a spouse now. So how my free mind used to work, because it's a concept and not a catchphrase type of thing. It's a concept of a way of living. So if something makes me happy, and this is something I want to do, and I relate to the day I decided that I'm not working anymore. Had a lucrative career, a wonderful career, paid me more than I always tell my job when I was doing surveys, paid me more than I thought I was, I should have been paid. It wasn't a job that I didn't get paid enough or anything like that. But I wanted to live my dreams. And it hit me just like that. A life event happened within the work, and it hit me just like this, like, oh, this is it. This is that time, right? So when I thought about that and I made that decision, the free spirit in me had already made my decision. I already planned it out, already saw it. I saw the vision. I saw whatever sacrifice may need to be made down the line, if any. Like, I saw all of that, but I was happy as hell making that decision. But there was another part, is that my husband, who is not such a free spirit, like my husband is very structured in how he does things. He's structured in how he responds to people. He's structured in a way of being there for everybody. Like he thrives on being that person who can be there for everybody. His wife is totally opposite. Oh, we got to show up for us first. Oh, we overflow, and then we can pour out to somebody else. And the overflow means that literally overflowing, not, okay, we're good here, but then the savings is steady. No, is it overflowing type of thing? But my husband is polar opposite. But the free spirit in me is free to say no at any time to anybody, including my mother. And people don't understand that thought and that thinking. And sometimes free spirit people are told that, they'll get misconstrued as being mean or selfish. That's one I used to get all the time. And I tell my husband all the time, I'm okay with being selfish. I tell anybody I'm okay being selfish, because if you're not saying it more than anything, if you wasn't selfish for yourself in the last 5 years, you are living in a position right now where you don't even know which direction you're going, right? So yeah, before I go on, I just want to kind of hit on the chat real fast because just want to make sure I'm not missing any questions or comments or anything, any inputs. And then I do want y'all to drop in the chat, like, do you feel like you're a free spirit, or do you live a little bit more in a, as I say, controlled space? Like, do your mental space, is it controlled, or do you live in a free space where you do what the hell you want to do when you want to do it, say what you want to say when you want to say it, and make decisions in your life that's making you happy today and down the road? Like, how do you process that thought? Do you feel free, or do you feel captivated? And not just, in any environment, because even in work, free spirits, me at work, if you ask anyone who ever worked with me on any level, whether it was the board, whether it was the VP of the company or the owner, I spoke my mind. And I will always say, when people will say, don't say that, no one, yes, it needs to be said. They need to hear this, because everybody is feeling this, no one is saying it. And I would be that one. Hello, and I'm going to say it. Now, do you polish it in a professional sense? Absolutely. I polish a lot of things when I'm dealing with, because free spirits also will build themselves around other people who are not so free. And so when you put those people around you, like, you'll build those people around you, you're building them for that extra layer of, I want to say, the extra layer to make sure that you're not so free that you just, go wild. There are some people who don't care what how it's going to impact anybody. When you become a grandmother, you do have to think about how it's going to impact your grandchildren, even though I might not care how it impacts my kids. They grown, you know what I'm saying? But if the grandmother in me cares about how it's going to impact my grandchildren, because they can't make decisions for themselves right now. They can't set the plan for themselves. So they need someone to guide them through that plan. So the free spirit of me would never say no to them in that sense, because they need that, because they're children. Your babies are definitely where you may alter that. But where you don't have to alter your free spirit is with other grown-ass people. And be very, and you can find these people because they're not free in themselves. They kind of like will always say things to make them feel like they're positioning themselves in a better position. They're trapped in their mind. They're unhappy in themselves. So every single day, instead of lifting everybody up, they think that they are in a space of dimming lights that makes them brighter. And it's so transparent in those people. And typically those people I don't even respond to. It's hysterical to me because I watch them self-sabotage themselves mentally. And you can already see those special needs in them anyway. But I do find it with people who I can see who are free spirits and they're trying to hold things in, that it's important to me to say to those people, and some of y'all are in this chat, let the shit out. Don't let nobody restrict you to what you feel. If even down to breeding ball pythons or breeding whatever you breed, lizards or whatever that case may be. If you are breeding animals that you love and you like to see, don't feel pressured to build that world's first. I'm gonna say that over and over again. Everybody have different goals in this. Some people didn't have a lucrative financial life before they found that in what they're doing now, whether it's ball pythons or lizards or whatever the case may be. So I get that for them. Their goal and their plan is totally different. Me keeping animals for 33 years, I'm going to love the animals. Great. And if something comes great up there as I'm breeding them, absolutely wonderful. But the first thing is I'm loving those animals. I don't give a fuck where they come out. Crooklyn, everybody know who Crooklyn is, my little deformed guy who eats well and poops well, so he's going to ride with me until he dies with me. I love that animal, and you see pictures of him just like you see pictures of everybody else. Although people can't really tell that he's deformed. I know he is, and if you look hard enough, I can point it out to you, he is deformed. But we gave him a cute little name, and we're loving on him. That's my dream. That's my goal. The day that I decided I didn't want to do work anymore, that is what I want my husband sees in me. Like, that's what he says, you have never been this happy. And when I tell you guys, money can't make you happy, money can't make you happy. I had a lot of that working. But having my free time, and still, we're not, we get to travel and stuff like that still. Like, this was the life that most people would miss out on because they wouldn't have been free enough a year ago to say, babe, I'm done with this. Loved it, did it, gave it a nice ride, and I was good at what I did. I loved it, enjoyed it. You know, even now to this day, I can't ride past one of the properties without seeing something and saying, hey, can y'all make sure you tell so and so, blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm still very much, happy, for that experiences of my career to allow me to enjoy my animals today. But a lot of people would not have been able to get to this point because they're not free enough to make those decisions in their mind to do what makes them happy. Woodworking is my art. Can't sing, and I got 2 left feet. But see, that's the thing. So just think about you though when you are going through something, right? How happy woodworking makes you feel. I wish I could build. I watch so many women build on TikTok. And I see the joy in that, and a part of me wants to be able to do it so bad. It's just not a skill set that I have. I have the will set, I just don't have the skill set. I will do it if I could. And it just motivates me. And that's another thing. Free spirits are normally motivated by other people. Like when other people do well around me, that is so amazing. Like that motivates me. Joey interviewed Joey yesterday. I am so intrigued by this young lady now that I am like watching her page over and over again, and it's sparked a whole nother part of me about my travels now. Like I want to add more of going to conservation camps and preservation camps and visit these places with the intent, like I shared with her, of going to Costa Rica, wanting to do a whole bunch of animals. I want to be able to do more of that. I want more of that experience. Not that I would ever wanted to do it on the level that she is doing it on, because she is way bolder than I am, but it's inspiring. That's why I wanted y'all to see her so bad. I didn't know of her until recently. And so therefore it just sparked me that there's so many other amazing people out there living freely, doing what they want to do, be it with these animals or in their professions, but they're happy. And life is too short to be anything but happy. And remember that no person on earth can put you in heaven and or hell. Wherever you are in your mind space and your head space is where you live. That is why I can literally be this person this moment and this person that next moment, because all of them are part that makes up Nicole. It makes up Nikki T. Some people you are holding back. Keep it back. Your very best part of you, because you don't know how people are going to respond with you in that space. I make my space. Okay? Like free spirits bust through and they create their space. They create the space they want to be in. And let me tell you something. If I don't like that space, I will check out of it. If I am sharing that space with people that I no longer feel or trust, I will check out of it. Like that's me, because I can control that. Those are the things that you can control in your life, y'all. Who in the hell that you put around you? You can control that every day, all day. I don't care who it is. Be it if you need a doctor, it may not be that doctor. It may be that doctor. Be it you want to go to church, may not be that church, maybe this church. Be it you want to go visit your auntie, maybe not that auntie, but that auntie. You have full control over whoever ever is on your bus, and make sure that you watch who you let on your energy bus. I don't let people on it even to fake the funk. Okay, I'm not. Once you get me to that point, you just stay over there. You good? No means I hate you, but you just stay over there. Because on this bus, I only want that good energy. Because what I watch, this is something that is a rule of thumb for me. You can say you're cool with me, but I'll sit back and watch how you treat other people that you also say you cool with. That tells me a lot. And I play that person totally different than I play that person that I truly. If I use the word brother or sis to you, that's because I really mean that. Like I really mean, like can't nobody say nothing to me about you in the background. Nobody. I'm shutting that crap down where I stand and I'm telling you about it, and they're gonna know I'm telling you about it. Right? That's what I mean. But I can be in a circle and 8 people are my brothers and sisters, and you'll see 2 I never use that word with. And it's the reason. Same thing in my workspaces. There were people right now, you know who they are, who, as my employees or as my coworkers or as my superiors, that I truly love because I still talk to them today. I still have personal conversations with them today. I still check for them today. Those people who haven't heard from me, or those people that I never checked for, whether it's on social media or anything like that, we were not on that level. We were just people, you were people I worked with. We were cordial because we worked with each other, but we weren't cool. And I read those energies in every space, being a free spirit. I am truly, y'all, a happy person. Like, I can control that. My siblings will tell you my brother's that way too. Like, I have the innate ability to say, I don't have to go there ever. I can stay here and control my happiness. If I go somewhere, even in this house, one of the agreements me and my husband had, we will not fight in this house. We will not fight in this house. That's for the streets. In this house, we're going to talk to each other. We're going to respect each other. And that keeps us happy. Not saying that we have a perfect marriage. That's because nobody has one of those. It's days that I don't like him and days he don't like me. But we don't bitch each other out about it. You know what I'm saying? We just realize this is a day that we ain't cool with each other. You stay over there. You stay over here. I see you tonight when you come to bed. That type of conversation. And if you can do that with the person that you're most intimate with, you can do that with every single person around your life. My father used to ask me as a kid, who's the greatest? My response was always, I am. Dorothy, I wouldn't expect anything less from you. Anything less. But that's a fact. And that says a lot about your dad. Because one of the things my father used to always say, I don't want you to be like me, I want you to be better than me. My father meant that. And I'll give you an example. As educated as my father was, we learned as adults or as we got older that our dad actually dropped out of school in the 11th grade. My father walked from North Carolina to Baltimore, staying at hotels along the way. This is a true fucking story, y'all. Because of the racism in the South. And so, I told y'all this before, growing up with him was different, but he never put that with his experiences on us, whereas though we never grew up like not like being, not loving all people. He actually tried to make us polar opposite, but he couldn't change who he was because whatever he experienced made him walk from North Carolina to Baltimore. The dad and him allow us to be free in our thinking and everything. Even when he would punish us and he would sit down and he would have conversations with us. You may know that you was getting punished for 90 days, but he let you talk through the why you did what you did all the time. So we used to always say our punishments was literally like going to court. Then you got jail. And if you got out of jail early, because my father would punish you for 90 days if you did good time, he would let you out early. But if you got into trouble again, you had to do the remaining time that you're supposed to do for in your new sentences. We were getting punishments in jail. That's why my black ass ain't going to jail. I already knew what jail was like. Like, you couldn't even blow on the windows and talk to your friends and say hi in the cold in my father's prison. Like, you were punished. You would get extra 30 days for communicating because he would take your phone. That's the kind of punishments we have. We had phones, we were kids who had our own phone line in our bedroom. But if someone in that room was punished, my father would take that phone. No one could use it. My mother would sometimes bring the phone in so everybody else could use it, but they knew not to give you that phone because if they gave you that phone, everybody in the room was punished. That's how we grew up. So that whole thing of free to be able to speak your mind, free to be able to communicate. Good morning, Jamie. Good morning, Stan. You definitely was free to do all of that. But my father also reminded everyone that there is I would say consequences to everything that you do. So you make decisions and there are consequences. And that allowed us to be free thinkers, in my opinion, for that reason. Let's see. Morgan, I'm coming to you. I know you are. Let me get in the chat. Go back up. I'm sorry, guys. I kind of missed some up there. Okay, here we go. Something put up there. I think it was Morgan's comment that I needed to go to. Definitely free spirit over here. I do what I want. Definitely. Most reptile people are. You think about it. One of the biggest decisions you make about letting people know you have reptiles. If y'all hear something fall all of a sudden, one of my retics are out. I'm just letting him out. Hopefully he don't come over here and knock out all the lighting. But if it does, and I go crazy, I'm just trying to protect my lights. I do mean sometimes too free spirited, but that's okay. They'll get over it. Don D. So one of the things when I was researching is that it says that most free spirits, and I kind of talked about that earlier. That's why we put other sound people around us. So that's why I have like an Emilio. Because if I really think I'm ready to go off hinge, like depending on what it is, because Keys think a lot like me. I'll use him for example. We think a lot alike a lot of times. So if I'm gonna go way off hinge, he's gonna laugh. Where Emilio might just bring me back. My husband is a person who won't let me be like so free. Now, y'all, if y'all see us together, y'all can see we are two polar opposite people. He let me be as free as I want to be, and I do what I want to do. But he's not going to let me self-sabotage, because free spirits can self-sabotage, Don D, in a way where, especially if we act out of our emotions, we can self-sabotage. So that's why I've learned as I matured to not be so reactive all the time. Like I wrote this down when some things that I changed about being a free spirit when I was younger and now. When I was younger, there were no limits. I did whatever the world I wanted to do, but then there was no children and grandchildren, husbands, or anything else attached to me. It was just me. Of course, my parents, but ultimately I was responsible for my life at that particular point. Who said I'm reserved? I'm just where I am when I'm there. I guess that's why I can chill with just about anyone. Who was your sign? Are you a Capricorn by any chance? Because Capricorns normally are very observant, and then they make decisions of how they're gonna, manage people. Because I can stand in a room with my enemy. What's going to be known though about the way that I walk in there is that enemy better not say nothing to me. Like I would walk in that room and you would know. And they will say, stay over there. Because that's another thing I don't play. Don't act like you fuck with me or fool with me. Sorry, y'all. And you don't, because I'm going to call it out in your presence. I'm not going to call it out on the internet and things like that. I'm going to call it out in your presence. When you go to speak with me, and I'm going to tell you all the things that I know that you said. That's me. That's the free spirit. That's my husband holding me back. Lord Jesus, we about to get in a fight. Very, very observant he is. Hey, Elias, school today? How everybody's city doing with COVID? We're actually looking like our cases are going up really crazily this time of year. And with schools going back, it concerns me. First, playing as we speak. Wow, awesome, Elias. Even realize you had one that actually was grabbing. That's awesome. As I got older, more rules to life, if that makes sense. So Ken, it's so funny. You prompted, I don't know if you were here in the beginning. It was something that you said the other day on your podcast that prompted me to talk about free spirits and just being you. Continue to just enjoy what you do and be happy about the things that you do for yourself and your life and how that fulfills you. And not to get it twisted. Like sometimes Beyonce said it perfectly recently. Sometimes people think the celebrity of it all is the victory. And what Jay-Z actually has now is the victory, where you don't even have to be a celebrity and you still cashing out. Like you literally can just be chilling, going to every last one of your wife's concerts, and you still making billions. And you can be in the background. Like they were talking recently about him not doing the show in New York recently, especially with him being from Brooklyn. And the thing is that everybody gets to a point in life, whether you are a celebrity or not, whether you're a baseball player, basketball player, whatever, that you want to retire. You want to pull back. And people are getting hit that pulling back at the age of 65 only gives you about, on average, a good 10 years to enjoy life if you're healthy. That promise that you got a whole nother life after retirement is not true. And people are getting hit to that. Millennials have learned how to invest, or their parents learned how to invest for them at 5 years old. That gives them an ability to retire much sooner than I was able to, and a whole lot more comfortably, I'm sure. That is the goal for my grandchildren. That's realizing those things as I got older and seeing how honestly other people do it. That's the goal for my grandchildren as well. I cried, not gonna lie. It's a great feeling. It gets worse when they start coming out. I felt like it was Christmas morning and I was 10 again. Yep. The beauty of hatching animals. May change my name to OT Reptiles because all mine came from overtime. Love it. Hey, the AKA the salute and peace. Thank you for coming back and back. Hey, Melinda. Let me see what my Tim got going on. I saw Tim pop up here. Let me get up here. Hey, Jordan. There we go. Money would fix 100% of my issues. You know what, Tim? I used to say that all the time. So this is the thing. As my husband said, money makes it easier to deal with life battles, right? But when those life battles happen, and I remember this recently, and I shared this recently when my daughter was laying in the hospital and we didn't know what direction her life was going recently. And nothing, no health insurance, no cash, no nothing could change those moments. Those are moments when you realize that other people as well, like when I'm talking about a Beyonce, when she speaks of the loss of her child very specifically, how nothing else matters but the loss of that child or, that limb or whatever the case may be. So I think on the surface, because my husband says the same thing, Tim, money just makes it all easier, I just think that growing up with a dad who, not gonna say money wasn't an option because we wasn't billionaires or something like that, but my dad always had money. Like I had the life that wasn't a struggle because of my dad. And when my dad died or got cancer, and I watched him literally give out all of his money before he died. He intentionally, any cash that he had. Just like his sisters would come visit, and he would give them $1,000. He would get checks. He would just sign them over. Money meant nothing at the moment that you can't live with it. So that's what I mean. There's so many other things for me. Like the health of my grandkids. There's no money that can compromise that. You can't make no trade for that. And that's where I think that's what I mean more of, it can't buy happiness. Or if you have all the money in the world and the person that you love don't want to spend time, and your love language is time. I talk about that too. If your love language is time and your other person's love language is acts of services, and the way that they can do those acts of services is to work a whole lot and a whole lot of overtime that now takes your quality time away. Are you truly happy? I can tell you I'm not. So I think I always tell my husband, I could never be married to certain type of individuals if everything is about the grind, right? And I said it to my husband all the time. I don't want my husband grinding, babe. I want him making money, but not grinding for it. You know what I'm saying? And to have him home only, away from home 8 hours a day is different than having him away 24 hours a day, and then someone can call him 1,000 times because he's a doctor and he has to leave dinner impromptu. Like, that would not make me a happy wife. And I tell people all the time, that's some things you got to think about. Like, women who want money is great. It's good to have money. It's good to be able to feed yourself, keep a roof over your head, all of that. But when you're talking about the sacrifices that people have to make a lot of money, that takes a lot of time. And everybody's not willing to make that sacrifice. I know I'm not. Sorry if I missed anyone in the chat working while listening. Christina, did you see that my isopods actually like multiplied greatly? I'm just so proud of myself. I thought for sure I was going to kill the bug, y'all. And I was saying, I said on my video, CJ gave a good tip of taking the snake shed, like fresh snake shed, and putting it in there with your isopods. They turn that stuff up. They love the snake shed. Yeah, congrats, Elias. Definitely 100% agree with you, Nicole. Thank you, Morgan. Everyone doing well to start the week. Ken, this hopefully is going to be an amazing week. Hopefully, prayerfully. Good morning from Cali, and all I hope everyone had a good weekend. Good morning from Cali. How's the weather down there? I mean, after y'all hurricane scare. Hey, Sean, good morning. I was just talking about Joey earlier. So I get ready to greet my students, but Nicole preaching this morning. Tell the students, we say, hey, we're going to have to let the students do a 2 Ps in a podcast one day. Bring them on. It's awesome, United Snakes, for their entertainment. Oh, absolutely. Actually, he's on my leg right now. It's the pot. Come here, man. You want to say hi? Come on, let's say hi. I'm going to let you go back. Let's say hi to the people. Say hi. Come on up. There you go. Say, they can't see you. You're not looking. Say hi. Say hi. He's like, I want to go. That's mystical. I came down here this morning, and for whatever reason, he was wide awake and he wanted to come out. So I let them out when they want to come out. Like, I can't help it. Yeah, my wife won't let me go too far because she has seen my dark side and she doesn't like it. Yeah, that's a good wife. We know. Like I tell people all the time, my husband is laid back on the surface, but when he's mad, you want to deal with me before you deal with him. And he doesn't care about jail probably as much as I do. I would be claustrophobic. Everyone always asks me if I'm mad because I'm always judging the room. As a former FMT, I always have my back to a wall and can see all exits. Yeah. So my husband is the same way. Same exact way. It's crazy because I always tell people, like, you're going to get 1 or 2 of him. You're going to get one that's not saying nothing at all, or you're going to get someone who's talking. And the one who's talking is 110% comfortable with his surroundings. Because otherwise, he would be sitting there still observing. Don't knock my light over. Please don't do that. Working overtime as we speak, you. Nothing wrong with it. Don D, you single. Well, technically. And you cutting on day 55 or waiting for the first one to pit before. Yeah, see, I wait today. I wait till at least one pit myself. After that, I can't wait till it is. Chris, how are you? Chris is one of my favorite people from TikTok, and my very first fully paid retail customer when the babies were born. Always on the OT Dawn. I grew up with grandparents, and let me tell you, I see the world in a wild way now. I always say people who were raised, my husband was raised by his grandparents. They are a whole lot mature. And when I mean a whole lot mature in their way of thinking, in their way of life, a whole lot more appreciative of life too. I think that like that's one of the balances that we have. Me growing up kind of like the spoon fed child from my dad and my mom, and we always had, we did struggle and stuff like that. I don't know nothing about not having lights on or not having telephones, not having water, like some of the struggles that other people, including my husband, can speak to. I don't know nothing about that. But the balance of that is because people went through those type of things, they're a whole lot better with money. I feel like I think my husband's a lot better at saving. He always got money stashed. Where I feel like I can die tomorrow. Let's go ahead and spend it. Let's go ahead and take this trip. Let's go ahead and do that. It's him like, you want to be prepared for, worst case scenarios too, especially when you own homes, things can happen. But yeah, I can tell you if it wasn't for him, I'll be broke a whole lot of times but I'll be happy if it wasn't for him. We work these hours because they are stepping stones to reaching the goals we set. It's all a big picture around here. Yep. Yeah. And here at the end of the day, as long as you enjoy it, that goes back to my point. My point is that there was a time of my life that working property management was what I enjoyed. I was the one didn't care if it was a fire in the middle of the night and I had to get up. And then life shifted where it was like, this is a burden now. You know what I'm saying? So as long as you're happy, there are people who are grinding and having a great time doing it, and still find a way to enjoy life because maybe they don't have kids that they have to also be there for. I envy the person who was young, and I tell my daughter all the time, I wish she had not had kids, in her early 20s. That way she could have traveled the world in her early 20s. You know what I'm saying? Like she was in a position to do that. But when you start to have children, then you have to think differently about that. My isopods go crazy for shed skin. I don't do nothing of it. Look, I was like, CJ had did it. He was on a TikTok live and he said he took his boa shed and he took the boa shed and put it in with his isopods, and like the next couple of days it was gone. A big old boa shed. And I was like, I never even thought of that. So I thought, well, let me try it. And yes, they love it. And that's where I find a lot of the babies too. A lot of times I'll find a lot of the babies right underneath of the shed. Absolutely. Melinda said, my past governor town had hypo and hypo due to late September 12th. Her daughter going to the same mail. She'll spot those pastel double hypo clowns. She's building fast. So it's crazy, like, still y'all still hatching. Like, all of mine hatched earlier. And now I'm actually, like, I have the second set of 5 females that I chose to breed. They're breeding now. Literally, as we speak, all of them live. So it's just funny because even with my tables, this is the time of the year where they start to go down. So it's just funny how we breed and do things differently around the world based on our environment and how animals respond to that too. Because some of you guys are just like having clutches, and mine came super early. I think the first clutch came in February. That was the retail clutch. I'm the same way. People always thinking I'm mad when I'm content. It's crazy. If you do preventative treatments after expos and you have isopods, move them out of the reptile room before treating. I lost several colleagues after not still expo last. So I don't keep my isopods, and that's a good tip here, but I don't know who else said that. Like, I just didn't keep the isopods. I don't like keeping bugs anywhere my snakes are, even isopods. I do use isopods in my bioactive enclosures, but they're all out in the garage area. Well, when we build the Asian water monitoring table stuff out there. So my isopods I actually keep on a whole nother level. I keep them upstairs. And the room that they're in is I have an upstairs office. This wasn't supposed to be an office, y'all. Don't get my husband started on that one. I have an office upstairs that my husband did for me. I just like being down here where the actual animals are. So that's why we created this area over here. But I have the isopods up there, which is also where my exercise room is, upstairs off in that office. So, but that's a good tip. I've lost friendships over it. I just look mad if you think I'm mad. I'm not. If I'm mad, everyone's going to know. That's me. You know when I'm mad. Oh, everybody knows when I'm mad. I don't hold it in. The free spirit in me is going to get it all out. And it's going to get it all out in a real kind of way. You're going to know when I'm mad. And that's why I can't stand when someone say I don't like somebody. The person I don't like heard me say I don't like them. I can't stand you. Like they would have heard all those words directly from me. Just because I don't like something that somebody does doesn't mean I don't like the individual, right? When I don't like you as an individual, you know. You are the person who will comment in the chat and I never say anything intentionally every time. It ain't a mistake. I'm not saying hi. You know. But that person also knows that I don't fuck with them too. So I think that that's important. Like I agree. People can misconstrue it all they want. If you know me, one thing I don't do is bite my tongue. Like I don't. And I think it's important on the reverse side. My closest people to me, my closest friends are people who don't bite their tongue with me. Like the people that I absolutely will reach out to because I want the feedback is the people that I know it's not going to be afraid. Because sometimes we can be intimidating too, Morgan, because they know that we're going to say what we want to say. So I talk about my bestie Jamal all the time. That's who I call if I think I'm on the fence of being right. I call Jamal because Jamal is going to cuss me out and tell me all about myself. And tell me how wrong I was. Tell me who I need to go back and apologize to. Tell me how my bad, poor behavior can do X, Y, and Z. And I can't believe you this. That's why I go to Jamal. Facts. He gonna tell me. And one of the things that I've always said, the people who shit on you the most are shitting on you because they just want to clean you up. So not mistaking that in your friends, you know. We work these hours. Oh, I'm sorry. How did I go backwards? I'm going to fix it, y'all. I'm going to fix it. See, Dre not here helping me with the chat. Yeah, so that's where we were. Okay, don't keep waiting. Knock my light over. Wait a minute, y'all. Hold tight. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it, baby. Don't do it. Yeah, come over this way. Come on. Come on, bub. Thank you. Sorry about that. It's a struggle here. It made for some hilarious young kid pictures. I look like a blonde lady. Y'all are funny this morning. Good morning, Jeremy. My oldest. Good morning. How are you, Melinda? My first batch of animals went last. One hatched July 7, 6 clutches, but this girl and daughter is my second half. Got you. Hey, Bosa. I miss Bosa. Hey, Bosa. I see you come in. Good morning, Uniquely. How are you? Yeah, if I don't like somebody, they're getting a messenger pigeon on site. Yeah, there. Because I think that the other thing is that when you really don't like if you have a discord with somebody, and don't get me wrong, sometimes it can be a misunderstanding. I treat misunderstandings when I'm not unsure differently from when I'm sure. So sometimes I'll give you a second bypass. But when you do that second bypass, I'm not a 3-strike girl. I'm the second strike girl. Like I didn't believe you the first time, but I damn sure believe you the second time. Goodbye. And it's safe for everybody because free spirits are also quick to throw hands. That's just a fact. Like we don't really think twice about it. So it's important to control yourself and keep yourself out of jail. Knowing who you are, y'all, self-awareness is so important. Self-awareness is so important, especially when you're doing business. Because I watch like even And like Kristen Morgan has done business with me. Like those relationships start off very cordial, very kind, because they're kind of me, I'm kind of them. This is a professional relationship. But as we get to know each other personally, then it's other conversations and other, like Morgan, I will see you operate differently with, what was the girl name? Hannah, can't remember her name. And being who I am, because Morgan is an amazing person. She's only there to educate people and to help people out. And this one lady was totally wrong in her chat. And I had said to Morgan, how about just blocking that person? Because that's another thing I'm good at. I used to at some point feel like I had to respond to everybody. Even 10 years ago, I felt like I had to respond to everybody. In this last shift of my life, I don't. If we are that far off, or if you have nothing, because there are some people I still follow because you still have something to provide. You know what I'm saying? I don't judge you, and I can separate R. Kelly and his criminal activity from his music per se. You see what I'm saying? I can do that. So I can do that with some people that I, deal with professionally, whether it's in the reptile community or not. But what I can do is when I don't like you, like flat out don't like you, not like what you do, not like what you said, but your whole person, it's a must that there's no confusion that we no longer can enjoy space together. Because what happens if you see that person in person, and that person goes out to reach my hand, I'm that person who would knock their hands so far off. So it's important that you do have those conversations, Chris. I don't think that you should mislead people and thinking that they are in another position with you than they actually are. Facts. So that's actually amazing. All right, so I'm at the bottom of the chat. So before I end, I want to make sure that I want to acknowledge Brian Barczyk in this way. So y'all know every Monday morning we pray, we do a scripture, or in this case, we're going to acknowledge as we talk about free spirits. It was Hannah. You'll be living life with no limits, living life without fear, living life doing what you want, living life that makes you happy. If you live life in that way, even when you're going through a life battle, such as what Brian is going through, regardless of the outcome you're living, the reality of it is we're all are born to die, right? But if you live your best life during the time that you're actually here on your terms, and people, I don't care if you are a mother or father, you were not gifted children for them to drain your life. Don't get you. What's that saying? I'm gonna always be there for my kids. I'm gonna always show up for my kids if they show up for their damn self. Okay, so don't let people make you think that your job on earth is to let your kids drain you of everything that you ever worked for, or let them drain you of your chilling in your future because they not depositing what they need to deposit into their lives so that they can also have a chilling future. I don't care what it is. You as an individual was born here in this world with your own individual life. God wants you to enjoy your own individual life on your terms. In the midst of it, if you gain a spouse or children, God wants you to bring people into that's also individuals. I always say marriage is two individual people who choose to come together as one and make decisions as one. You're still two individual people. I don't care how you want to twist that. You're still two individual people, two that come together as one, who decide that they're going to make decisions as one. When you give birth, you decide that you're going to give life, a new life to somebody that raised them up to make their own damn decisions to determine how they're going to be born to die. Shout out to Brian Barczyk. Brian Barczyk is showing us that even in, shout out to Chris Eaton and what he's going through right now. Even in times like this, to find your place of humor and happiness through struggles. And when I tell you what I said in the beginning, money can't give you back a limb. If we gave Chris $2 million right now, it won't bring his leg back. It won't take him back, take back his pain. Now, would it make him be able to buy some things that make life a little bit more comfortable for him? Absolutely. Support any cause. But what I'm saying to the point is, when we were talking about money in relation to happiness, you can be a billionaire. But if you take my leg, there's an emotional toll to that no one can even imagine unless you ever been in that position of losing a limb. Brian is fighting one of the worst cancers of his life. But he's showing us how to do that with grace. He's showing us how lazy we are, literally on a daily basis, because he gives no excuse to getting up out their bed and going to do and take care of those animals and going doing videos for us. Where's days and I'm like, okay, let me break this down. Let me see if I feel. Can I do this 2 hours here, 2 hours there? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's showing us what living really is. So regardless of what the outcome is, however he come out on the other side, he did not miss not one moment to live. And y'all, I cannot express that. Y'all hear me say it all the time about when you go on these vacations. When people go on vacations, you live. You do things that you're not going to do on a daily basis when you go on vacation. You don't do things that you can do at home. I do like to use some of those negative comments to show others a different perspective. It's not so much about the hand as it using her comment. Oh, no. I definitely understood that part. But I cut her off after you got that comment and she kept going. I'd have cut her off a long time ago. You don't have to be here. You don't have to be here. Nicole about to take us to church. Get free. Look, I can slip up there sometimes, Chris. I can slip up there. No, it's just the passion behind. Like, seriously, like, understanding, again, being 50 years old, you see life, and I can speak from certain perspectives. Michael gets the world from me because he gives me the world, even in his disability. He gets the world from his father because he don't ask for much, even his disability. Michael is respectful, so he gets, but he doesn't get what he don't need. He doesn't get what he don't. I can't say don't deserve, because he would deserve almost everything, just being a kid he is. But if he is not on his best or his best attitude, I'm not going to reward that. My daughter, I felt like my daughter life was set up to be just easy going, and then she made decisions and choices, and I balanced that, let her make do with some of the decision choices she made, but I'm always going to be there for my grandkids. My grandkids is going to have experience, period. Period. They are not going to suffer for the decisions of anybody, but they're going to have that experience, period. But even when my grandkids get older and they start to mature, if they start to make decisions in life that are counterproductive to what I taught them, then you're going to have to learn and the results of those decisions and choices, because I can only set you up to be spectacular. If you set yourself up for failure, you're going to have to see what that feel like. Just saying. Nicole, you need to write a book. The wisdom here is on point. Oh, thank you, Morgan. It's just life experience. Experience is the best teacher, guys. And with that being said, thanks for everybody who joined today. I miss my brother, Dre. Pray for him. Just keep him encouraged. I will tell you that there will not be another co-host until Dre is ready to come back to social media full time. It would be me every Monday. I can't replace the Dre. Like, the chemistry is real. When I tell you that we are not blood, but that's my brother, and how he knows how this mind operates on a Monday morning and how we bounce off each other. I'd rather hold it down on my own than to do it with another co-host. So he'll be back soon. Everybody have an amazing Monday going about your day. Enjoy. I might bring my husband on, though, if I can get him to participate on a Monday morning before he starts his day, for a couple of these episodes while Dre is absent. Well, we'll see how they go. And definitely, if you are a member of the channel, I will be asking a couple of you to come on to co-host. And you can join right here, the channel, YouTube, that once you become a member, you actually will get ordered your First Touch t-shirt. So I share that. And the next time I order these, I'm mailing directly to your addresses, because I swear me and the post office suck. I never go there, but I do. I need to. Dre, a special, upstanding individual. He a true homie. He all right. Yeah, he is. He definitely has always had my back on all of this social media and all of my success over the last 30 days. He definitely helped me to take care of. So thank you. All right, guys, y'all have an amazing day. Thank you, Hugh. Everybody, just be blessed. Do you. Feel free. Fly like a bird. Peace.